most young people aren't like that. So we found there was a lot of data, there was a lot of pretty charts. When she went out to schools and tried to engage young people, there was a lot of that stuff. But all it was just, to them, it was a complex picture, and it didn't really relate. Then we started looking for what sort of resources we could find that we could use, particularly in the schools. One of the issues we had getting into schools was the fact that if you go into school, if you say, look, we're going to come in, we're going to talk about hepatitis, we're going to talk about injecting drug users, all of a sudden your doors are shut. Because young people can't possibly be injecting, and if you're going to talk about it, they're going to start doing it. So we thought, oh, well, let's develop a resource that includes things like, that is in there, but that's not what it's about. We'll start talking about tattooing, because tattooing, if you go to a school and you say, and we've seen with the clients that come to the link that there's an increase in tattooing at home or getting friends to tattoo. So that's been one of the ways to get into the schools. And the bottom line is that we got some funding to produce a DVD, which I'll play in a second, but there'll be mainliners, I think, as a promotion thing for there's going to be an evaluation of this done through SurveyMonkey, I believe. The first 50 people that do that evaluation will get a free copy. If you're not one of those lucky 50 people, there will be, you can get it online, and this, you can talk to me later about other ways to do it. And I hope the actual thing, the screen's a bit funny, so I hope it actually plays properly in there. So what we did, we spoke to two young filmmakers. They're both mid-20s. We spoke to a GP that has some expertise in the area. And we spoke to Population Health, which is part of the Department of Health in Tasmania, about producing this thing. The process of producing it was as important as the thing we came up with, because those young people learnt a lot about it. Their peers and the people that took part in producing the film learnt a lot about hepatitis C. But also we came up with a resource that's not threatening, that we've gone into schools. I think there's been over 500 that have gone out to different organisations and schools within Tasmania, Australia, UK, Canada and New Zealand. And we've been lucky too, because it has had some international recognition, particularly at the international MI number 12 competition. It won the first prize for that category, which made us very proud. See how these guys.
First of all, what is hepatitis C?
Hepatitis C is a sexually transmitted disease. You get it from us in Atlas?
Like hockey. So, music hockey? Okay, it looks like we've got some explaining to do.
Hepatitis C is a virus that not a lot of people know about.
Hepatitis C is one of the viruses that can cause liver inflammation. While some types of hepatitis have vaccines, Hep C doesn't.
There is no vaccination for hepatitis C at this stage. I mean, obviously, people are desperately trying to figure out if they can do one.
How many strains of hepatitis C do you think there are? No idea. Maybe 2? Yeah,
17.
There are more than 50 types of hepatitis C, so you can get infected by more than one strain.
50? Wow. Wow, that's a lot.
50 different diseases out there.
Yeah.
So how do you get hepatitis C through friends or using a wet thing like a needle?
Functions of the blood, I don't know. Can't catch it just like a cold.
Actually, it's to have functions of which the body might know.
Hep C is transmitted when the blood of an infected person comes into contact with someone else's blood.
In Australia, you're at a higher risk if you share drug-injecting equipment.
If for any reason they have to, I guess clean needles, not sharing anybody else's needles, would be the clear objective.
also sterilise all equipment and surfaces.
Some other risks are unsterile tattooing and body piercing.
Make sure the people who do it are professionals in a clean workspace. Every customer they must use new gloves, new jewellery, new ink, sealed disposable equipment and autoclave tools so that everything's sterilised.
It's best not to let your friends tattoo or pierce you.
Can you tell if someone has hepatitis C?
I probably couldn't personally tell.
No, you definitely can't.
No.
Probably not.
Maybe they'd look gaunt and pale, like that actor.
You can't tell just by looking at someone if they carry the virus. Even they might not know.
So to be on the safe side, don't share razors or toothbrushes. If you gallantly give someone first aid, always wear gloves.
So how can you tell if you've had it?
I feel quite sick, like I feel ill.
Dizziness, drowsiness.
See if there are any signs.
Not straight away.
Not everyone would have symptoms though.
In the vast majority of cases, you may get no symptoms at all. In actual fact, sometimes it doesn't appear to cause any injury of the liver in the early stages. And it's only in the later stages, maybe years down the track after people have been infected by it, do they become aware of it.
When someone first comes into contact with hepatitis C, they may experience no symptoms or feel like they have the flu.
A quarter of them will clear the virus naturally within the first 6 months. The rest will live with the virus unless they have hepatitis C treatment and may experience symptoms like lack of energy, nausea, pains, mood swings and depression, which makes it hard to work or study.
You think you might have got hepatitis C?
Go to the doctor.
I definitely go to the doctor.
That's what I do.
If you think you've come into contact with someone else's blood through injecting drugs,
Unsterile tattooing or body piercing.
Or you've had a medical or dental procedure or immunisation in another country.
see your GP or get a free confidential blood test from a sexual health clinic.
You can also log on to Hepatitis Australia's website at hspace.org.au.
If you do have hepatitis C, you can keep healthy by keeping fit, eating a balanced diet including fruit and veg, and avoiding alcohol and drugs.
We generally say to all people who are hepatitis C positive that they should limit or avoid alcohol at all costs. They should make their treating doctors always aware that they are positive, just in case the doctors are going to use some drugs that perhaps are toxic to the liver, even if it's unlikely. It may be something that can sway the liver instead.
Don't forget, you're not required to tell anyone if you have Hep C, apart from life insurers and the blood bank if you're a blood donor.
And before you become a total hypochondriac living in a bubble,
Remember,
Just living with it doesn't allow you to contract it.
You can't get hepatitis C from swimming pools, mosquitoes,
Other insects.
sharing toilets, cutlery, drinking glasses, coughing, sneezing, kissing, or hugging.
So no, you don't need to live in a bubble at all. You just need to be aware of it.
Max. That's the resource. Like I said, there's 50 copies that will be distributed. You can Google it. It's on YouTube, and you can't download it from our website yet, but we're going to try to work out a way people can download it for nothing. The lucky ones that get the DVDs, they're not copyright protected, and we're not going to get too upset if people make copies either. It is designed for well, you see the audience is designed for. It's also designed that you can stop it at any stage and have a conversation with young people about it. So that's about it. The two young women that actually made the thing actually in the UK currently as well. I'll catch up with them. I'll see if we can work out a way to have a free, cost distribution system here. Thank you.